Hi everyone, in this video we are going to be learning how we can get free SSL certificate for our web applications that we are running on any servers and the security principles that we should be following before deploying our app in production for public use. All these things are going to be discussed and shown in this video. So let's start. Now, if you have watched our previous video, then you might have known that we have deployed two of our applications. First, our backend was running in port 9000 and our front end that was running in port 3000. Now we can also access both of them by visiting the IP address and the port. But the problem is that exposing our ports directly to our users is not a good choice because there is high chances of getting hacked if we expose our ports directly. So it's better to not expose our port, instead use some kind of reverse proxy that will help us to proxy our request through HTTP port 80 or HTTPS port 443. Users are going to be accessing either our HTTP port or HTTPS port, and we will proxy the request to our desired port like 3000 or 9000 depending upon the user's request. For doing this, we require a reverse proxy. There are several reverse proxy that you can use. Some examples like Nginx, Apache HTTP server, Traffic, HA proxy, and Caddy. In our example, we are going to be using the easiest option to set up SSL certificate and reverse proxy. I'm choosing Caddy because it's very easier to write the configuration file in Caddy, and also it automatically generates free SSL certificate, and after 3 months it also keep auto renewing the certificates. So we don't need to worry about renewing the certificate like we need to do in other reverse proxy provider. It's very easy. So let's learn how we can do that. Now this is only specific for Amazon EC2. If you are using EC2 server, then you might have note like currently the IP address is this. If I stop the instance, let's wait for some time. Just note the IP address. It is this. So now our instance is stopped, but you will find that we don't have any public IPv4 address and public DNS. Like this was our previous IPv4 address. Now if we try to start the instance, you will find that we have been allocated a different IPv4 address as well as a different public DNS. This previous IP is not going to work, it is going to give error, but if we use our current IP, it's going to work. Like if we stop the instance, or in case your instance got failed and it got stopped automatically, in that case you might be losing your IPv4 address. To avoid this, you should be using elastic IP. Here let's click on allocate elastic IP address. Here we'll be requiring IPv4 address. Just click on allocate. Now an IP has been allocated for us. You can also name it here like our prod IP. And now we have generated this IP address. Now we need to link it with our EC2 instance. So here we'll click on associate elastic IP address. Now we need to associate with our dev server EC2 instance that is running, and we'll be using this private address. Also click on reassociation so that it can reassociate the elastic IP address. Just click on associate. Now our IP has been associated with our EC2 instance. Now if we visit our EC2 instance and try to refresh, you'll find that this is the IP address, and this IP address will not get changed if we stop our server. If we visit port 3000, you will find that our application is working, and also if we visit port 9000, you will find our backend is also working. So we have set auto restart script. For that reason, it restarted our services. If you have not watched the previous CI/CD pipeline video, you should watch it. Now let's learn how to install Caddy. First, let's connect with our instance using Session Manager. Here I'm using Ubuntu image in EC2. Like first I will go to root user inside home folder. You will be installing caddy. Just visit caddyserver.com. From here, click on documentation. Here we are using Ubuntu 2.04.2 LTS version. Here we'll visit the installation steps. Here click on install. Our instance was Ubuntu, so it's very simple. Just copy all the lines and here inside our terminal just paste it. It will take some time to install. Now we can just run caddy -v, caddy -v. It's showing as caddy 2.10 has been installed. We can also know about the status like system, CTL, status, caddy. It's active, it's enabled, and it's also running. Now to verify whether it's running, we need to simply visit our IP address. Here we are getting as caddy. So writing the caddy file is very easy. Like here, if we visit here, it has already given us the instruction that what we need to do. Caddy file is there inside etc caddy file. Let's open this file. Now for getting a free SSL certificate, we require a custom domain so that we can get the organization level verification from Let's Encrypt. If we use IP address, then we cannot get free SSL certificate for that. For this, we definitely require a domain name. In my case, I'm using my own domain. In your case, you need to use your own domain. So here inside name server and advanced DNS, I need to write some record. So here I need to add a record. It will be ticket race. It should be a record, and here I need the IP address. Let's use our EC2 instance IP address. And also for our backend, let's name it as customer support, and the value will be also similar. Now the IP address is going to be similar because both of the applications are getting served from specific instance only. Let's save both of them. Now we have added our domains. Now what we need to do here, just add the full domain name and then curly braces. Again add a curly braces. Here you need to just add this line, reverse proxy. It was our React application and it was running in port 3000. And one more time, we'll be adding this record, curly braces, just add the reverse proxy. This time the reverse proxy for our backend was 9000. Just add this, save this, and then just run system ctl reload caddy, and also run system ctl status caddy. Now as you can see that it has just generated a free SSL certificate for us. You'll find that our React application is working. Now this time you'll find that we are serving the application using HTTPS, and we are also using an SSL certificate. Now if we also try to run the backend, now you can see that our backend is also working. Now our backend is also working. Now we can simply disable the ports that we have opened. In our case, like we had kept our ports open like port 9000 and 3000. These two ports are not required because we are serving the web applications using HTTP or HTTPS. Now we can edit the inbound port and simply delete this one and save the rules. Now both of our application will work fine. Just we need to do some changes. Now we need to do some changes inside our React application. Like if we go inside the code, you'll find that we were using this IP address and port. This is not going to work. Now we can use this URL directly. So instead of this, we can just use our backend URL. Now we can simply save our changes, added new, and commit the changes, and code pipeline will automatically do the necessary changes. We don't need to worry about that. So now our code pipeline has deployed our React application again with the correct environment variable. Now let's try to log in. Let's enter our credentials. Let's also inspect and check the network tab. Let's try to sign in. You'll find that it's hitting our backend Node.js application and it's serving HTTPS. You can see that it's accessing port 443, that it's HTTPS, and we are also being able to load the data as well as if you want. We can also create new ticket. This is also working. So this is how we can get a free SSL certificate like this. Here it's also connected using SSL certificate. So this is how you deploy your application securely inside any server, not specific to AWS. So that's all for this video. I hope that you find this video a little bit helpful. So make sure to like this video if you find it helpful. So that's all. Thanks for watching.